AWC student athlete is now signed, sealed, and delivered for the next level.
Other than don't mess with Texas, what pet peeves in coaching do you have with your players?
This is the best season that Brittany Garcia has had with the program. So with that being said, did you see this coming? You had to tell these guys what they needed to do in this game. Of course, they've been through the ringer all year long. What would you say to them? Minotaurs trying to capitalize on their momentum, but Rory Martinez says, oh no, you didn't. It's called a fumble. Recovered by Brandon Silva. In Wolfpack territory, Tigers in business. The man who led AWC football into its resurgence is leaving the program. Welcome back, everyone. In our breaking news tonight, Tom Minnick has accepted the head coaching job with NJCAA superpower Garden City. Now, for you Matador fans, that's the school that narrowly defeated AWC at the El Toro Bowl 2 years back in the national title game. Initially, word of Minnick taking the Garden City job got out on Twitter earlier this week. For the past 11 seasons, Minnick had brought back the winning swagger to the Mats program, helping bring back the El Toro Bowl and taking the program to 3 national title games, 2 of them at the El Toro Bowl itself. They came very close to knocking off both Central and Brawley, and a lot of people thought this was supposed to be a rebuilding year. Right. Well, Imperial earned a 7th seed in the CIF San Diego Section Division III playoffs, and we're playing an opening round home game against West Hills at Shimamoto Simpson Stadium. The Tigers are fired up, and Coach Kerry Laguerre getting them coached up. First quarter, Wolfpack with the ball first. Running back gets drilled right into the ground by Tanner Travis. The kid's a lethal weapon. As NFL franchises continue to prepare for the league's 99th season, the Los Angeles Chargers and New Orleans Saints are 2 teams with Super Bowl aspirations, each vying to get ready for their own potential title run.
I mean, everything is timing and everything is rhythm, and that's created with having a clear picture as to what everyone is doing and being able to anticipate that and trust that.
One other thing these 2 franchises have in common are veteran Hall of Fame quarterbacks Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees, who are not strangers to one another. When Rivers came into the league in 2004 with the Bolts, Brees was already the established quarterback for the same team.
I felt early on as a rookie that, this guy's pretty dang good.
After 2 seasons, the quarterback controversy would end, with Rivers emerging into the Chargers' starting role and Brees moving on with the Saints, where he would continue to thrive. Brees' approach to the game would continue to inspire his predecessor.
Well, I try to approach each day very game-like.
It was unbelievable with his preparation, and he was very week to week. It didn't matter if we won, lost. He threw the game winner. He threw the pick to lose the game. He was the same guy all week long. Even though Rivers would establish himself as one of the league's best signal callers, becoming the Chargers' all-time passing yards leader and guiding the Bolts to 6 playoff appearances, Brees' path to New Orleans would lead him to putting up a whopping 70,000 yards passing and helping the Saints win their first Super Bowl in franchise history. Worked out well for him. He had a heck of a run in New Orleans and won a championship, and I've been able to have some longevity here with the Chargers. Having a combined 31 NFL seasons under their belts, both these future Hall of Famers know that the road to playing for the title could potentially be their last. But for now, the potential is there for both to cross paths again in Atlanta. Imperial Baseball's latest spring campaign is unparalleled in the school's modern era. Led by a stacked senior pitching staff anchored by aces Kobe Lopez and Diego Melos, the Tigers racked up 27 wins en route to their first IVL title since 2005. They would be tested as a top seed in the CIF San Diego Division III playoffs with a first-round loss, but the Tigers scratched and crawled their way out of the elimination bracket and into the division title game.
We're excited. We prepared and we planned for this moment, and we're excited to get started.
Head coach Javier Ramos would call on Alejandro Duarte for the start, since Melos and Lopez both pitched complete games just days earlier. It would prove to be a decent start for Duarte, as he managed a strikeout, a deep flyout, and a shallow pop-up to get out of the top half unscathed. Even though Jacob Trujillo would get the Tigers' first hit of the game, Imperial discovered quickly that runs would be tough to come by when Trujillo was caught on a steal attempt and Kobe Lopez grounded out to end the first inning. After 2 scoreless innings, the Islanders would break through, scoring a pair of runs in both the 3rd and 4th innings, putting the Tigers in a 4-0 hole. Coach Ramos is forced to dig deeper in his bullpen by calling in Chris Lopez. That decision would pay off immediately, as Lopez forces a shallow fly to himself to get Imperial out of the top of the 4th. In the bottom half, the Tigers would have some hope, As Duarte hits into a fielder's choice, even though he's tossed out at first, Kobe Lopez would get Imperial on the board. But as the game would go on, the Tigers' offense would struggle, not finding many answers for the Islanders' pitching, going scoreless in the 5th and 6th innings. Down to their final 3 outs of the season, like in games past, the Tigers would fight to the end. Patrick Bush would find a way to hit this pitch just short of a flyout in right to load the bases full of Imperial Tigers for the first time all afternoon. And then Trujillo gives one more heroic at bat as he finds space in right field, cutting the Tigers' deficit to 7-3. Imperial is down to their last out with Kobe Lopez at the plate, but his strikeout would end the Tigers' epic season with a moment of heartbreak. The Tigers came close to their first CIF San Diego Section championship in the modern era, but are hungry for another title shot.
We obviously had a mission of winning CIF, and we fell short, but that's not to say we had a disappointing season. We're proud of them, and they definitely raised the bar for Imperial High School baseball, and we're grateful for that because now we know where we want to be.